I hope you were enjoying the December fever. Hello, everyone. My name is Lydia Essinam, and I am on a journey or a 30-day challenge and a journey of sharing my story of how I arrived in Canada as a Ghanaian international student and my life as an education consultant. I've been sharing this journey for the last few days, and every day I'll be releasing a video of you know, just sharing stories every now and then. Today is day 4, and I'm gonna share about what I packed as a first time traveler from Ghana to Canada. In the last video, I shared about my visa application process, the highs, the lows, how I overcame the stress, and everything in between. But today, we'll talk about how I traveled. So, what I packed. Hmm. So before my Canadian trip, I had traveled to Kenya and Dubai with Yvonne, my friend at the time, who is now my very close friend, and we live in the same region of North America. So what I packed, can you guys say? Let me also tell you what happened. I know you love stories, so let's because I had packed, let me tell you the story. So because I had lived in Sakumono and my parents were living in Kaswa and I was leaving the country. So after my last day at work, I left my house in I packed out of Sakumono to Kaswa, gave out a number of things, my clothes, my refrigerator, my microwave, air condition, like I just gave them out. If my mom needed something, I'll just give it, and then the rest was to neighbors and the women who helped my mom every now and then. So I packed out there, and then now I had to do shop. The thing about when you're traveling, you have to shop. By my mind, I thought it was like vacation. I went to shop, and I also went to Cantamanto to get winter clothes because in my mind it's expensive here, so I might as well get it there while I come. And my winter clothes filled like one bag. The other bag, I packed uh food items, lots of food items like spices, beans, gari, peanut butter, um, like anything you can think of. Like, yeah. So I got all those things, powdered fish, you know. My mom does this powdered pepper for me, and it's like I don't eat any other powdered pepper except hers. Makes it herself, and I know, so it's good, spices and all of that. And then I had my winter clothings and all of that. So I packed, and then I packed way too many clothes, only for me. Only for me to get to the airport, and then I'm weighing my bag and other things. And then I realized that my bag was overweight. When we're packing at home, my brother told me that, hey, he's been traveling a lot to the US. What I've packed is too much. We didn't have a scale at home. So obviously I had like a second option. Like when I get to the airport and the things are too many, we'll just offload it in the bag and they will take it home. So we left home. I was like, oh yeah, I had my spices packed. So we came to check the luggage. It was heavy, way overweight. It was like 30 plus. I was like, damn. So I packed some of the things out and I gave it to him to put in the bag that they were going to take home. I had a hand luggage. It didn't, like, some of the things didn't fit in. And for some reason, I'm not remembering, some of the spices didn't get into my bag. I don't know who took it or I misplaced it while I was really shuffling in because I needed to check in, right? I needed to check in and know that I'm okay. So I packed the items again, and then now my bag was okay. But I forgot. It was when I arrived that I remembered that I'm missing something. So I removed all the summer clothes that I had packed, and I just put it out to my brother. I was like, oh, I don't even need these clothes. I'll get cheaper ones in Canada. That's what he told me, that they're cheap out there. So I packed everything and then they weighed and it was okay. So I went to check in and then I hugged my family. I also put some pictures that I have of them here though. And I hugged my mom. My mom said she was gonna miss me. I was like, I'm gonna miss you too. and my brothers, you know. So I went to see them again, hugged them, we spoke, we laughed, shared good, laughter. Like it was good memories. And oh, before that, I went to see a few friends of mine that I knew I was not going to be seeing. I had lunch with them, I had dinner with them. I know there are some few people that I was not able to see because trust me, the pressure that comes with moving your life. Like for me, I was packing to go some to my mom's place, and then now you have to prepare for the travel, last minute things you needed, and making sure that you have everything you need. There's a lot of stress and pressure that you may not be able to see all the people that you would love to see before you leave. So if anybody still has a grudge against that, please forgive me. It wasn't deliberate, but I know we've trashed that. At this point, my very close friends were so happy for me. They had supported me with some l'argent, to go with to Canada. And I always thank God for those people like Kwame, Charles, Kweku, Selassie. I love you all guys so much. My family, they supported me so much. Like my brothers and their wives. I really, really do appreciate them. And so saying goodbye to my family at the airport was really sentimental. But at the end of the day, I'm grateful that I have people like this who are fanning into flames my desire, my pursuits, my goals. And so I checked in and I went to the a restaurant in the airport and I took my last Ghanaian meal. I think I had wings with yam chips. Yeah, with yam, hot sauce, I remember. Then I went on the flight. And it was when I got on that flight that I started being emotional. I was like, God has been good. My flight was on December 19th from Ghana, and I arrived in Canada December 20th. You know, in the next episode, I'll share my first 24 hours in Canada with, like, I'll share my arrival and everything. And I was so grateful at that point in my seat on the airplane, and I was just full of gratitude, especially for those who had supported me through the journey. I wasn't thinking about the future at that point, but I was sitting in that moment, presently, taking it all in and basking in the goodness of the Lord. And I won't forget. I went to see my bishop, Bishop Theophane, prayed with me. He's always been a very supportive spiritual father and leader in my life. He mentors me, guides, and always advises me. And so I'm glad to have those kind of connections with people who really fan into flames my dreams and my goals. So I transited into Brussels, and then I arrived in Canada in Montreal, and I came to Toronto from Montreal. So I received my study permits and everything that I needed for my permits in Montreal, and then I arrived in Toronto on December 20th. And I look back and I'm like, whoa, this is amazing. I am living my dreams. Like, I was just so thankful for my dad for, giving me that urge, that support. It may not be loud, but it was that subtle encouragement and motivation to pursue your goals. It meant so much to me. And all the investment that they had put in me, I just felt like I hope this man is proud of me wherever he is. I hope he's smiling from heaven. So yeah, this was how I packed as a first time traveler from Ghana to Canada. And I hope that you also have people in your corner who will motivate you and, you know, encourage you to pursue your goals. So this is me, Lydia S, and I'm sharing my journey as how I arrived in Canada as a Ghanaian international student in Canada. My life as an education consultant. I'll see you in the next one. Keep being awesome and God bless you. Bye bye now.